Hi everyone, my name is Ankur and today I will be discussing the topic of three-dimensional geometry for mathematics preparation for IIT JEE exam. The video for three-dimensional geometry has been divided into many sub-videos, but in this particular video we will be talking about direction cosines and direction ratios. So before we start 3D and before we start going into topics of 3D, my personal suggestion for everyone who is watching this video is to first get familiar with the chapter of vectors. The vectors chapter is sort of a prerequisite for this chapter. I think if you are not very familiar with vectors and if you haven't really revised and properly understood vectors, please do that, because without that three-dimensional geometry will become much more difficult. This basically three-dimensional geometry just directly kicks off from vectors chapter, and we will be using a lot of concepts that we have already learned in the chapter of vectors. We have the videos for vectors already uploaded, so if you haven't looked at our videos, please check out for vectors. That will definitely help you when we are preparing for three-dimensional geometry. Okay, so let me start with this chapter. This chapter is again fairly easy, and once you have understood the basics, the questions are generally pretty straightforward to do. However, again, the emphasis on understanding. If you can understand the basics properly, then your life will be much easier. Okay, so let me start by defining direction cosines and direction ratios. You will be using these terms quite often while dealing with chapters of three-dimensional geometry or 3D in short. So this actually again kicks off directly from vectors. In vectors, we learned something called as unit vector, free vector, and things like that. So we will be basically telling you similarities between vectors and three-dimensional geometry and what does direction cosines and direction, what they mean. Okay. And then we will be doing some examples in this video. So let me first start by comparing comparing direction cosines and direction ratios. Okay, so let us say that we have a vector in vectors, and then we have 3D here. So 3D is sort of a coordinate system. You probably have read, or you probably haven't read on chapters of conic sections or circles, straight lines. They were all in 2D. Now in 3D you will have x, y and z. In vectors you already had x, I cap, j cap, k cap. So you already had x, y and z. So basically there is similarity between vectors and 3D. So the first similarity is the free vector. If you haven't looked at the videos please do check out. Like I had explained in vectors chapter, a free vector is a vector that can move in space but cannot change its direction and cannot change its length. So the vector of fixed length and fixed direction, however, it is not fixed. It's not fixed. Basically, it can move along the space, but you can move along the space keeping the same length and the same direction. And if I call vector A here, vector A, and it has ax I cap plus ay j cap plus az k cap. Okay, that is how we define direction free vectors. A free vector. Then in free vectors, there is also a concept of vectors parallel to this vector, which are let's say B vector. B vector is a family of vectors which are parallel to A vector. And let me call this Ka vector, and where K belongs to R. Then all the vectors B would basically have the same direction, but will be stretched out by some magnitude or compressed or something like that. But all the vectors which are with Ka will be parallel to vector A. Okay. Now in 3D, whenever we have direction, we call, so these are parallel vectors. Let me write it here, parallel vectors. So this is basically nothing but the same as direction ratios. So direction ratios is nothing but the same as parallel vectors. And rather than writing them in the form of I, j and k, here it is basically B vector is kax, kay, kaz. We will basically directly write that it in the form of coordinate geometry. We will write direction ratios as kax, kay and kaz. Okay. So these are direction ratios. So maybe it's not very clear. I will give some examples and it will become more easy to understand and follow. Okay, but similarity between free vectors and parallel vectors to direction ratios is that all the parallel vectors of a vector can also be written as its direction ratios. Similarly, we have a unit vector. So maybe you can easily understand it like this, that we have a free vector A, then a parallel vector is this and direction ratios are that, and then we also write A cap. A cap is nothing but, which is a unit vector. We have already discussed this. Unit vector is this vector of magnitude 1. So you will divide by the magnitude of A, and that is basically a unit vector. And that is nothing but direction cosines. So what will be direction cosines? They will be Ax by mod of A. So again write down the ijk components, Ay by mod of k and Az by mod of A. Okay. So these are nothing but these are direction cosines. So why do we call them direction cosines? So first thing is, I have stressed this many times in the chapter of vectors, that a unit vector just means a direction. That's it. Unit vector just means a direction. So a vector is a direction multiplied by its magnitude. A vector is mod A cap, which is a multiplication of magnitude by its direction. So, but why are we calling this cosines? And for this, there is a physical interpretation for this, and the physical interpretation is that Ax by mod of A, Ax by mod of A is nothing but A cap dot I cap, and you can check for yourself that if you will take A cap dot I cap, then you will get A cap is this, and if you will take dot with I cap, then only the x component will remain, and this is nothing but angle cos of alpha, which is where alpha is the angle with x axis. Right, where alpha is the angle with x axis. Similarly, this is A cap dot j cap, and this is cos of beta, where beta is angle with y axis, and then you have cos of gamma, which is A cap dot k cap, cos of gamma, which is gamma is angle with z axis. So what does this mean? So physically, let us just, so that we understand it properly, let me make a small diagram here, which probably will make it easier to understand. So there is a vector, and we are calling it A cap, so its magnitude is 1. So if I were to move the vector such that this is the angle with x axis, this is the angle with y axis, and this is the angle with z axis. So this is gamma, this is alpha, and this is beta, and this is x, y, and z. Okay. So I mean, it's basically, you should again remember the dot product we have discussed in vectors, where dot products will always help us understand the angle between the two vectors, and the two vectors concerned here are A cap or I cap, which is the angle between A cap and x axis, A cap and y axis, A cap and z axis. So this is how you can also understand alpha, beta, and gamma. Okay. I hope that this is fairly straightforward. So let us just do very quickly few examples so that we can understand quickly what are direction ratios and direction cosines and things like that. So let me do one question so that this will give you a more quantitative feel. This was still very theoretical in nature, so let's just go into more quantitative feeling. Question 1 says that find the direction ratios of line connecting one, two, three and 2, 3, 4. Okay. So how will we solve this problem? We have been told that there are 2 points which are fixed in space, and we have been asked to find the direction ratios of that line connecting 2 points. So if I were to understand this problem, the question says that we have 2 points A, it is 1, 2, 3, and B, this is 2, 3, 4, right? Now I have to find direction ratios of line connecting these 2 points. So this is the line, and what does direction ratio mean? So it may not be that obvious suddenly, but direction ratios mean all the parallel vectors, all the vectors parallel to this line, and we have to find direction ratios for them. So if can you recall that we can very quickly write down AB vector, very quickly we can write down AB vector. We have discussed this many times in vectors. AB vector is very easy to find for 2 points, and that is OB vector minus OA vector, where OB vector is the position vector, and you should very quickly remember that position vector is nothing but coordinates which you have already been given, and this is also position vector. So what is OB vector? OB vector is basically 2i cap plus 3j cap plus 4k cap. This OB vector is the vector connecting the origin to point B. So there is an origin, let's say origin is here, then a vector connecting OB, that is a vector connecting origin to B is OB vector, which the value for which is the coordinates multiplied by I cap, j cap and k cap. And similarly OA vector is the position vector connecting origin to point A, and it's I cap plus 2j cap plus 3k cap. And when you subtract this, you will get AB vector. And so you first subtract in AB vector, you first subtract OB vector minus OA vector. We have discussed this in great length in vectors. So in case you are not familiar, please do check those videos out. So now if we write this will become 2i cap plus 3j cap plus 4k cap minus I cap plus 2j cap plus 3k cap, and the answer would be I cap plus j cap plus k cap. So we have found AB vector. Now direction ratios could be anything multiplied, any vector which is parallel to AB vector. So direction ratios, or in short DRs. So what will be DRs? DRs could be 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, or 2, 2, 2, or anything which is basically k times multiplied by AX, AY, AZ, which is 1, 1, 1. So 2, 2, 2, half, 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 or anything you want. So if this is the multiple choice question, you will take everything which are basically multiples of 1, 1, 1. Okay. Now if we have been asked to find direction cosines, so we know how to calculate a unit vector. A unit vector is the vector multiplied by mod of A. So so what is the modulus of this vector? 1 square plus 1 square plus 1 square square root, because you will take the x component, y component, z component, square them, and then take square root, which is root 3. So and then you can basically get it 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3. Okay. And 1 by root 3 is cos alpha, which is the angle with the x axis. 1 by root 3 is cos beta, which is the cos of the angle with the y axis, and 1 by root 3 is cos gamma, so which is the angle with the z axis. So basically you can infer a lot of information just with a simple example. You can calculate DRs, you can calculate DCs, and again you should recall unit vector means direction ratio cosines, parallel vectors means direction ratios. Okay, so I hope with this example you were able to understand what does the direction ratios mean. Direction ratios mean any set of 3 x component, y component, z component which are parallel to a vector, and in this case we just found the AB vector and then calculated direction ratios. Similarly we calculate direction cosines, which was just nothing but unit vector. Okay, so I hope that this gave you a good feel of what does in direction ratios and direction, what do direction cosines and direction ratio mean, and we also physically interpreted the meaning of direction cosines, which is the angle of the x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. So in the next video, based on this basic understanding, we will start talking about lines, which is a very important topic. Straight lines in 3 dimensions. You have done straight lines in 2 dimensions, which is x and y before in the previous class 11th basically, but in this chapter you will be in this chapter you will be talking about straight lines in 3 dimensions. So it will have x, y and z, all 3 dimensions, and then we will be looking how to calculate angle between 2 lines, how we will be calculating doing different problems. So I hope that you will check out our next video, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.